Welcome back, everyone. I want to give a small update on my quadricep tendon tear in which I had surgery exactly 4 months ago. I'm going to tell you exactly how recovery's been. Now, when I had this injury exactly 4 months ago, I posted a video that I wasn't feeling good. It was a complete hell. It was basically the first month sitting down doing nothing, and then after the second month I was moving a little bit more. Then the third month I was able to do body squats and so on. So I'm going to give you an update exactly what's been going on. Now, I've been actually working out with weights for the past month. I'm 80% recovered to where I was before. Now, I feel that I could go at 100%. But I'm not gonna risk it because I gotta remember that even though you feel you can go, it doesn't actually mean the injury is actually healed at 100%. Now I'm gonna share with you a few videos that I've done with my training to get an idea where I was. Now, as you can see here in my quads, if you look at my good quad and my injured quad, there's definitely a significant difference. Like you could see the difference, but the difference is not that big. Like I'm able to flex and stretch my quads right now. It's normal for the quad to be atrophied at that level. Now, 1 month before was actually a lot worse than it is now because I wasn't training for at least a couple of months. Even though you're doing body squats, it's not enough to create a certain level of atrophy. That's where I am right now. Now, I started with my lunges. Now, before we do anything, I gotta make sure I warm up properly because when you had a quad tendon tear and they reattach it, the tendon is gonna be very stiff. It's gonna be like, I can't explain it unless you had that surgery. It's almost like your leg doesn't wanna extend all the way in because the tendon, when they cut the tendon, they gotta reattach it so the tendon will actually be shorter. So you gotta work on it, making it more flexible. It's like an elastic, right? You gotta stretch it out and you gotta do stretches every single day if you wanna recover at 100% because this is not one of these injuries that's gonna recover on its own. You need to do your part. It's like weight loss, right? You gotta do your part. Well, an injury, you gotta do your part. And a lot of that rehab is actually very painful. It's not something that is gonna be a walk in the park. And everybody who's had this injury or any other tear for that matter, the process is actually long. Now, where I am right now, it's 4 months, but it's exactly 6 months for a lot of people. Like I went to see my surgeon, we did a full evaluation. So the 4 month mark is actually what should be the 6 month mark according to what I've been told. Now he credits this to muscle memory because if you have muscle memory, the body remembers on how to train. It's like, let's say you're in shape your entire life and you pack on some weight. You could lose that weight within a couple of months because you know how and the body remembers. This is why a lot of people, they gain some weight and then eventually they lose it back within a couple of months. And I'm one of these people myself. I've done it before, especially if you go on vacation. Now back to the injury. So it's the same thing when it comes to an injury. An athlete is going to recover a lot faster than someone who's going to be sedentary, for example. So I feel very good where I am exactly in the 4 month mark. Now, once I do my warming up, I do my lunges. I start at about 10% of what I'm capable of lifting, which is 30 pounds. Now, after 30 pounds, I go to 40 pounds. After 40 pounds, I go up to 50 pounds. Now, keep in mind, I'm talking about the way I'm training right now, not the weight I was doing before. So, believe it or not, 40 pounds is still considered a warm-up. Now, 2 months before, I couldn't even do my own body weight. Now I'm doing 40 pounds. Now, after I do my 40 pounds, I move on to my first working set. That's gonna be 50 pounds. After that 50 pounds, I go 65 pounds. After 65, I go 70 pounds and I cap at 70 pounds. So I do lunges with 70 pounds and I feel I could do 80 because like I said, 80 is what I was doing before I got injured and it wasn't that heavy. I was doing reps of 12. Now I don't want to risk it, but I feel the improvement is very, very good, especially at the 4 month mark. Like where I go physio, for example, it's not very often you see that. Now, after I do my lunges, I do hack squats. And the hack squat, I never go heavy. I go high reps, reps of 20. I put 2 plates per side. So it's not a very heavy weight. Before, I would do 3 plates. I've never trained legs very heavy, so I'm just going based on the weight I was lifting before and the weight that I'm lifting now. So before, I was doing 3 plates, and now I'm actually doing 2 plates, but 2 plates again feels very light. So it feels like, what's the word to describe it? I'm doing it, but I still feel some stiffness. Like I still feel my tendon being tight, but not weak, just tight. And if I do more reps, I'm gonna feel the tendon extending a little more each time. Each and every rep, I'm gonna feel more and more comfortable. After I do the hack squat, I go back to doing the leg press. Now, leg press, I can go up to 5 and 6 plates, and I like to go around 70 to 80 degrees. I never really go lower because if I go too low, it does have an impact on my lower back. Because I did have previous back injuries and I don't want to risk it. And right now, I'm not really worried about going all the way down. As long as I'm getting my workout going, that's what matters. And that's a big misconception people think. They think you need to go all the way down in squats, all the way down in hack squats, all the way down in leg press to get the full benefit, which is completely false. So my leg press is actually 5 plates and I go up to 6 and I keep reps between 8 and 12. I go a little bit heavier on the leg press because, believe it or not, my tendon feel its best when I am doing the leg press. I don't know why, but it just feels very good. It's almost like I don't feel anything at all. Once I'm done with the leg press, I go and I do the leg extension. A lot of people like to do this first. I like to do it towards the end. For me, it just feels better doing that towards the end. Everybody has a matter of preference. That's my personal preference. So this is how my rehab has been going with my leg workouts. I do these workouts twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. Yes, a lot of people might say that's enough, but I recover. Remember, I never go too heavy. I train light to moderate. So for me, recovery works very well. In fact, after 2 days, I'm fully recovered, like exactly where I was before, and I don't feel like going any heavier. I don't see the benefit in going heavier. I'm 46, my joints feel amazing. I'm not gonna risk getting another injury because at the end, we all train for longevity as well, especially as we're getting older. Now, when it comes to the hamstrings, I do 2 exercises, but sometimes I might do 1. I do the seated leg curl. I just feel more function. I feel I can push more, and it just feels safer on my lower back. Sometimes I might do the lying leg curl, but not always. I do sets of 4 per exercise in case you were thinking. So I do 4 sets of lunges, 4 sets of hack squats, 4 sets of leg press, 4 sets of leg extensions, and 4 sets of reverse leg curl. To some people, this might seem like a lot of volume, but it works for me, and I'm a volume person. I don't like training heavy for low reps. And you know what? You do at the end what makes you feel best for your body. I'm 46. I've never really had any joint problems. I've never had a problem gaining muscle. I never felt overtrained, and it works for me. So that's it. So this is exactly how my recovery has been going. Now, I feel like within the 6-month mark, I should be back to where I was at 100%. Each week, I'm gonna be pushing a little bit more. Now, mentally, I'm feeling very good because when you have this type of injury, mentally, it's gonna mess you up completely. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Am I gonna recover again? Am I gonna feel the best again? Am I gonna feel like I was before? Is my muscle gonna look the same as before? Because if you look at people who actually had quad tendon tears, their muscles never actually looks exactly as it was before. And that's the scary truth. Your quads are never gonna look like they were before. Like if you look at the quads, you could definitely tell there was some major surgery going on there. But you know what? I'm not a competitor and I'm not worried for cosmetic reasons. As long as I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, and that's what matters. And that's what people need to understand. If you have a major injury, a major surgery, you might not look exactly as you were before, but don't let that stop you. That's life. And the fact is that you're still able to train and lunge and squat after having a major surgery. You know, that's a very big positive benefit in itself. So that's it. Well, I hope this video has been helpful. People who are going through this type of surgery right now, don't let a lot of stuff distract you. Recovery will come. And it might even feel better than before because you know what? My knee actually feels very good. And I'm not gonna lie if I tell you that I'm actually feeling less pain in my knees than I did before. Because I guess, yeah, I did have a slight knee pain, but I've always had that because I used to do a lot of Thai boxing. And I did injure my knee, but nothing serious, but I did feel it when I was doing some lunges. Now I don't feel it anymore. And I feel the reason I don't feel it anymore is because during 2 months, I didn't do nothing, and that was a lot of time for my knee to recover. So this could be some positive benefit that I experienced on my knee. Who knows? But that's life, people. Injuries are going to happen, and we got to work around them. At the end, it's about going to the gym, feeling positive, and doing your best to be the best version of yourself. Till next time.